Love by Default. Interior, backstage, day. Salwa, a 25-year-old stunningly androgynous person, is walking back and forth behind the black curtains while staring at her phone screen concernedly. She's dressed very elegantly and her masculinity is very apparent. She's sweating a lot and taking off her jacket when suddenly her phone starts ringing. It's Raphael.
Where the fuck are you? I knew we should have come together. What? How is that even possible? You took the car? Oh my god, are you serious? Did you get hurt? Did anyone get hurt? Shit. I don't think I can pull it off alone. I'm so scared. I don't know. I have a bad feeling about everything at the moment. This won't end well. Hey, I know. Don't worry about it. Glad you're safe and sound. Listen, I'll just do my best, okay? I can't promise you anything. All right, I'll pass by once I'm done. Wish me luck. Hey, Raphael, it's stupid, but they won't trust an Arab to do the funds. Okay, we'll do that. Oh, one more thing. If I'm not here during the premiere of the film, I'll be fucking the brains out of Jeanne. Yes, she's in the jury. Saw her in the cafeteria earlier. What a fucking woman. I think I'm late. Bye.
Salwa turns off her phone, puts it on the floor, and lays her jacket on top of it. She slightly opens the curtains and finds all 4 members of the jury looking at her silently. Jeanne and 3 men are sitting at the middle of an empty auditorium.
Hello. Sorry I kept you waiting, but Raphael couldn't make it and the thought of having to face you all alone almost made me faint.
They lose the poker face and laugh with Salwa, who is standing very confidently in front of them, noticing that Jeanne is staring at her eagerly.
He apologizes, but he is surely and definitely still on the team.
Jeanne is a 45-year-old intellectual, rich producer with charming black eyes and short black hair. She seems very aware of the power she has over Salwa, who keeps avoiding her long, lustful stares.
We read the latest version, and frankly, we were quite impressed by the few changes you made. The anger of your main character is now understandable, and it all makes more sense now, don't you think? I was happy to see that you took all we discussed together into consideration.
But I see that the structure is still the same. Untouched.
Well, we did kind of agree last week that the structure is good for now.
Yeah, but the flaws are more obvious now. I can't help but notice the jumps from one scene to another.
I'm sorry, but I still believe that this film should be structureless.
Honey, a film is never structureless. But your characters can be goalless, and that's my main issue with your script.
I don't understand. We never talked about that. How can they possibly be goalless when it's love they're after?
I believe that what Jeanne's saying is that it's always smarter to start a professional career with a simple film and a classic structure.
Exactly. The last thing a producer needs is taking a risk. I'm sure you know what we mean.
I know exactly what you mean, but can we just go straight to the point? Will you help us or not?
They're all speaking in a whisper as Salwa stands on the stage looking at Jeanne with a lot of repugnance.
Sorry, but it's no.
I'm very sorry.
It's okay. Anyway, thanks for everything, especially the ones who believed in this project.
Salwa takes 2 steps back while staring at Jeanne, then disappears behind the curtains. Cut to exterior, on the streets, day. Salwa heads out of the building and lights a cigarette. Her hands are trembling uncontrollably. She feels the presence of a person behind her, turns around and finds Jeanne smiling at her.
I hope you don't hate me too much.
Salwa backs off and doesn't answer her. She suddenly feels the urge to cry, so she turns her head the other way to hide it from her.
Come on, you don't need to be so cruel.
You obviously know nothing about love to say that she's goalless. And it's just pathetic to see that the women in the industry are the ones making it harder for the women, not men.
So you now identify as a woman? Listen, just calm down. Let me talk to you, please.
I identify as whatever the fuck I want whenever I want.
Of course, I was just kidding. I want to produce it. Your film? I want to produce it. I want to make it my own. I know I was so mean in there, but I honestly couldn't think of a better way to keep it away from everyone else. Listen, I'm so sorry. I'll make it up to you, so let us start over, please.
Salwa is very shocked. Her body stops shaking and her eyes dry up.
What? You can't be serious. No, this is unreal.
Jeanne is feeling very awkward and nervous.
I am very serious, and I am so sorry. I just didn't know that you'd take it bad.
Take it bad? That was our last shot for the year, and I'm very tired of all this.
I completely understand, but keep in mind that your screenplay is a winner. And the men in there are honestly just very easily manipulated. They would have all said yes if I didn't say no. Salwa, I have what it takes to produce this film. I know your characters, I know them by heart.
Sorry, but I have trouble believing you at this moment. How about I take out some papers and ask you to sign them for me?
How about it?
Would you do it?
Of course, I'm very serious. Give it to me, please. I'll do it right here.
Salwa is hesitant. She's opening her document holder while looking at Jeanne.
No drastic changes.
Are you kidding? The script is perfect. We're not touching it.
Salwa finally takes out the papers, puts them on the back of the document holder, and watches Jeanne open her purse and take out a pen. She has golden rings all over her white soft hands and wearing pointy high heels with a dark brown leather coat.
How old are you again?
25?
Jeanne starts reading the contract, which gives Salwa the time to observe her up close. Salwa is mesmerized by the beauty of Jeanne's face and hands while trying to hide her excitement and joy. She signs the papers and gives them back to Salwa, who seems speechless and very surprised.
Here. Can we move from here now? I don't want the boys to see me.
I don't know what to say. Thank you.
What do you want to do now?
I don't know.
Celebrate. Humans can almost do anything on their own except this one.
Salwa giggles.
Let's go. I assume you have a place in mind?
Sure do.
Jeanne and Salwa are side by side and disappearing into the crowd. Cut to interior bar night. Salwa and Jeanne are a little drunk and enjoying their time while drinking beer. They're sitting at the bar, and right next to them are sitting two old men trying to hit on a young woman simultaneously. The woman seems too polite and nice to ask them to leave her alone.
Hey, old men.
They both turn and look at her aggressively, which makes Salwa break into loud and nervous laughter.
I'm glad to see that you and your buddies share the same taste in women.
What'd you just say?
I'm saying that it's about time you leave this woman alone. It's obvious that she's interested in none of you, and certainly not going home with you tonight.
Why don't we ask her instead?
Sure, let's.
The young woman isn't enjoying all the fuss happening around her. She's not feeling very well.
Can you please all stop eyeing me?
Mind your own business, lady. Don't get too intrusive, all right?
He starts walking towards Jeanne, but Salwa gets up immediately and blocks his way while looking straight into his eyes.
Go back to your seat. Listen, don't ruin my night, man.
Salwa has completely changed. Her face is different, her body language is indicating that she's ready to fight. She's taller and stronger than the man facing her.
Salwa!
The man starts talking inaudibly and glues his nose to Salwa's while staring back at her. He notices that she's not scared at all, nor even blinking her eyes.
Fuck you.
He goes back to his seat and whispers something into his friend's ear.
Watch out. She might be hiding a bomb under her clothes.
Yeah, very mature.
Salwa's looking at the young woman who's picking up her stuff and leaving the bar while everyone is looking at her. The bartender, 54 years old, is standing in front of the old men with her arms crossed over her chest.
She didn't pay, so I guess you'll be splitting her bill?
Yeah, not expecting this kid over there to do it.
Jeanne feels so offended and gets up to attack him.
Would you just shut your mouth already? Jesus.
Salwa holds her back, grabs their drinks, and walks her to an empty table in the bar where they can be far away from everyone.
That was very sexy how you handled these idiots. I'm not sure I'm sorry to have put you in such a situation.
It's okay. I mean, if it's not a misogynist, it's a racist. And if it's not a racist, then a homophobe.
You poor little thing. Now tell me, how much of the things you write are based on personal experience?
Almost everything.
What should I do to make you write about me?
Fuck me over.
I won't let you down.
Cut to exterior in the streets, night. Salwa is looking at Jeanne, not knowing what to say. Everything is just too good to be true. She's following Jeanne around like a lost kid. They're both very drunk, crossing against the traffic lights and risking to get hit by cars. Cut to interior, Jeanne's apartment, night. Salwa and Jeanne just got to the apartment. They're standing right by the door and taking their shoes off. Salwa's using this time to take a look at Jeanne's place and admire it. All the walls of the apartment are covered with bookshelves and film posters. It's a big open space that joins the kitchen, the living room with the office, and combines a lot of designer furniture pieces spread everywhere.
Is it just like you imagined?
What are you talking about?
Never mind.
Tell me. I want to know.
The sugar mama producer's apartment of your dreams.
Oh, I see what you did there. You're just playing it dirty now.
Jeanne roars with laughter.
You're right. I admit that it's not fair to you. I feel like it's not fair that I know more about you than you know about me.
Don't worry. There's more about me than you read in my scripts.
Oh, there's nothing to be worried about then.
Salwa has a smirk on her face. Jeanne leaves her standing by the door, then comes back half a minute later fully naked. Jeanne is curvy and has a very beautiful body.
I don't think I'll survive this.
I like what you have under your pants.
Salwa looks down at her pants and feels very embarrassed. She tries to keep it cool, but her face turns red.
My strap on. You noticed.
You don't really hide it.
It's my lucky charm.
Is it?
Salwa walks slowly towards Jeanne, who looks very turned on.
I got an email from my assistant. Might have a job or two for you. Very well paid, of course. He's counting on you to start working on them starting tomorrow.
Salwa's excited to hear the news. Her eyes are set on Jeanne. She looks like she's going to jump on her at any second.
You won't be deceived.
Exactly what I told him.
Jeanne grabs Salwa's neck and starts kissing her slowly and tenderly. Salwa's breathing really hard, running her hands all over Jeanne's body. Jeanne is moaning softly, and Salwa is trying to hold herself back from going too strong or too fast.
Let it out on me. Let it all out, will you?
What do you want me to do?
Just let go.
Salwa is a little confused.
I can handle it, goddammit.
Yes. Yell at me.
Salwa grabs Jeanne's neck tightly and strangles her while eyeing her lustfully. The veins on her face are popping and the muscles in her arms are showing as she pushes Jeanne closer to her body than against the wall.
Good girl. Yes, hurt me.
Name it and it's yours. Tell me and I'll do it.
They're making out very roughly, Salwa squeezing Jeanne's behind tightly. Jeanne pushes Salwa away from her and starts walking towards her bedroom.
Follow me.
Salwa slips one of her hands inside of her jeans and adjusts her strap-on before following Jeanne to the bedroom and finding her waiting for her in bed. Cut to interior, Jeanne's bedroom, night, day. Salwa is lying on her back in bed next to Jeanne. She's very sweaty and breathing heavily. Jeanne is smiling and caressing her shoulders seductively. It's dawn, and there's already people walking down the streets.
Shouldn't you be up in 2 hours?
Are you trying to get rid of me? Did I exhaust you?
Not at all. I'm just worried about you.
Time doesn't exist here. I still didn't get enough of you. Besides, I don't work more than 5 hours a day. Come here, little boy.
Fuck. I'm not sure how I'm gonna survive this.
Shut up and do your job.
Yes, ma'am.
Salwa spreads Jeanne's legs and gets in between them and starts biting off her neck very violently. Jeanne is ecstatic. Cut to interior, Jeanne's bedroom, apartment, day. Salwa wakes up alone in Jeanne's bed and finds a large t-shirt and a pair of shorts carefully folded and placed on the border of the bed. She wears them, makes the bed, gets out of the room, and finds out that Jeanne has left her a bowl of fruits and a box of cereal on the kitchen table. Salwa takes the bowl of fruits and heads to the desk on which Jeanne has left her a script and some indications on a different piece of paper. She's very happy. She sits down and finds her phone and her keys carefully placed on the desk. She takes the phone and plays a voice message from Raphael, who left 11 missed calls.
Salwa? Are you alive, man? Can you just explain to me what happened? I just found out on Jean's website that she'll be producing Talian's Law. Just tell me that it's all real, and I swear I'll leave you alone, man.
Inaudible voices are heard around him.
Come on, the boys want to know too. Just call me back, please.
Salwa puts down her phone, then takes the time to pick a beautiful and expensive pen from Jean's collection with a broad smile on her face. She suddenly looks at the door of the apartment, gets up, and tries to open it, but it's locked. Salwa smiles. She was expecting it. She walks back to the desk, sits down, then looks around joyfully. She holds the pen in her hand and starts reading the script that Jeanne left on the desk. A few seconds pass, and Salwa puts down the papers and calls Raphael.
Yeah, Raphael. It's real. It's all real.
Raphael and a group of men standing around him begin to all growl at the same time. They're clapping their hands and congratulating Salwa. She laughs and hangs up. Cut to interior, Jeanne's apartment, day. Salwa is checking out all the books and films that Jeanne owns as she walks past the shelves really slow. She smiles at some books, then frowns her eyebrows and tilts her head when trying to read a title.
No, what a question. Of course it wasn't easy for me to get here. I had to work really hard, and with the help of a few people, here I am.
Salwa keeps on walking and looking at Jeanne's private collection.
I'm sorry, come again?
Cut to interior, Jeanne's apartment, day. An Arab jazz song by Ahmed Fakhroun Nisyan is playing in the entire home via a central audio system. Salwa is having a blast, dancing her way around the apartment and singing out loud. She tries to open the door of the bathroom that's in Jean's bedroom, but it's locked. She doesn't understand, so she starts running around looking for another toilet in the apartment. She ends up finding another locked door next to the guest room. She's going crazy. She starts jumping around with her hands between her legs. She's stopping herself from pissing all over herself.
Fuck you, Jeanne! Fuck you!
Cut to interior, Jean's apartment, day. Salwa is sitting in front of the laptop typing down what she wrote earlier on the papers. She's pissed off, sweaty, and finding it hard to read her own handwriting. She removes one of her hands off the keyboard and places it in between her thighs. All of a sudden, she crumples the papers and throws them over the wall. Cut to interior, Jean's apartment, day. Jean gets home with a big grocery bag and finds Salwa sitting on the couch waiting for her impatiently with an angry look on her face.
I was about to piss all over your floor.
Oh, didn't you do it yet? That must be my lucky day then.
Jeanne, I can't keep it in any longer. I beg you.
Jean remains very calm as she enjoys looking at Salwa, who's about to lose it in front of her. She puts down the bags on the kitchen table and notices that Salwa uses the desk and the papers that were on it.
I want you to do it on me.
Are you fucking serious, dude?
No one, during my entire existence, was able to do to me what you did to me in one single night. Please, let me have this too.
All right, let's go to the bathroom first. I'm dying.
I want it here.
I don't know, Janine.
Right here, now. I'll take care of everything later.
Jean gets down on her knees and Salwa starts taking her shorts off. She's observing Jean, who's now crawling on the floor and stopping right between her legs. She closes her eyes and slightly opens her lips to inform Salwa that she's ready. Salwa loses control and starts pissing all over Jean's chest and face. They're enjoying every bit of it. Salwa raises her head, only to find out with shock that an obese, creepy neighbor, a middle-aged white man, is staring at them while standing by the window of a building right in front of theirs. Salwa runs and hides behind a couch while Jean gets up very serenely and closes the curtains.
What the fuck? Who is that?
I don't know. This has never happened before. I'm not sure I've seen this guy. I'm sorry. Don't let it disturb you like that.
Was he still standing there when you closed the curtain?
Yes, the poor guy probably didn't understand what was happening. I don't blame him, because neither did I.
Are you sure he's not a stalker?
Yes, I'm sure. I don't know, Salwa, but what can he possibly do?
I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm overreacting. Do you want me to clean up?
No, just go and take a shower. I'm coming.
Maybe it's better if I went home, got some clean clothes, and made sure I closed all the windows.
I have everything here. Don't go now.
Salwa smiles.
Fine, don't be long. You probably stink.
Wait, I need to give you the keys.
Someone is knocking at the door.
You expecting someone?
Absolutely not.
Jean washes her hands and face in the kitchen sink, then opens the door. It's the creepy neighbor. He's standing silently in front of her. Salwa gets to the door immediately and stands right next to Jean.
What's up, man?
All gays must die.
He points a 9mm gun at Jean's face and pulls the trigger. Salwa screams so loud while catching Jean's body as it falls to hit the floor. She looks at her one more time to make sure she's not breathing, then kicks the man on the knees. He immediately falls on the ground and looks at Salwa devilishly. She feels Jean's blood touching her toes and screams her lungs out. Enraged, Salwa grabs his gun and shoots him 5 times in the chest and on the face. A young neighbor comes rushing up the stairs and sees the dead corpses in front of Salwa, who's holding Jean's hand and shivering uncontrollably.
Call the cops.
The neighbor doesn't hear her, so Salwa points the gun at him.
Call the fucking cops! Can you hear me now?
The neighbor gets his phone out of his pocket and dials a number, then leaves Salwa alone. She takes a deep look at Jean and starts crying out loud like a child. She brings her dead body closer to her chest and starts shaking her aggressively.
Quit playing. Wake up, baby.
Cut to exterior, empty street, day. It's 6 a.m. The sound of high heels is echoing on the streets. A 30-year-old beautiful woman is walking alone in a deserted neighborhood wearing a brown trench coat and black hat. She's holding a newspaper in her hands and reading a headline that says, "All gays must die." The picture is a shot taken from the security cam of Jean's building showing the creepy neighbor pointing his gun at Jean in front of Salwa. Cut to interior, prison, day. Salwa is sitting in a big room full of empty tables and chairs with 2 guards standing in 2 different corners. Yasmine, 49 years old, very elegant and young-looking woman, comes running to hug Salwa. She has dark circles under her eyes and very shaky hands. Salwa remains stiff, acting very coldly with Yasmine.
You don't want to kiss your mom?
I told you not to come here anymore. I don't like seeing you here.
The worst has passed. Give it some time. Stop being so tense.
It's out of my hands. Did they tell you how many days do I still have left exactly?
4. you'll see how everything is still the same.
That's a problem.
Salwa, can't you stop it? I'm starting to get very tired of all of this. I can't sleep anymore. Do it for me. Just leave everything behind you. There are a lot of people dying to work with you.
Let them go fuck themselves.
Yasmine gets very upset after hearing her daughter curse.
Salwa!
Salwa and the guards jump at the sudden sound of Yasmine's voice. Salwa doesn't take it well and starts sobbing. Yasmine gets up immediately and sits next to her, then takes her hand and places it on her chest. Salwa is crying out loud, and the guards are feeling horrible for her.
Hey, Salwa. I'm sure you'll write great films when you leave us.
No, I won't write anything anymore. I'm done. Isn't your visit time over, Mother? Hey, I'll see you soon, right?
Allow me to walk you out, madam.
Yasmine leaves with him, and Salwa goes back to her cell with the other guard. Cut 2. Exterior, on the streets, day. Salwa is free. She's walking the streets alone with her suitcase. A lot of people recognize her and stop to talk to her, simply greet her, but she's not paying attention to anyone. Eventually, people stop trying and just stared at her pitifully. Salwa is walking straight, looking very empty and pale. Fade out.